Thank you.
Okay, we have Coach Sanchez. Let's start in front of Jeff.
Ron, Duke obviously did a lot of things well tonight, but the rebounding really jumps off the box score. Given Duke's size, how big a concern was that coming in for you?
Yeah, the first half, I mean, they really just made a statement on the glass. So many second chance points. That was the factor. I think it was 14 points, second chance points in the first half, and I think the score was 29-43. So literally, that was the difference in the game. Give Duke a lot of credit. They played hard. They didn't take any possessions off, and their size, their athleticism. Obviously, Flag we knew. I mean, he had 14 rebounds and 17 points. So we knew we had some disadvantages on the glass, but we thought we would do a much better job than we did. That was unacceptable. Our interior players have to do a much better job rebounding the basketball.
Great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it seemed like you tried a number of different defenders on Flag. What was the approach there, and what makes him so tough to stop?
Yeah, the goal was just to make it hard for him. I mean, he's a good player. He's going to score. I mean, I'm not sure that there's a player in college basketball that can tell him that he's not going to put the ball in the basket. We just wanted to make it as difficult as we could. And when you're the front runner on the scouting report and you can still go out there and produce every night like he does, then that's credit to his talent. And, but again, back to us, it was the glass. I think the glass was the deciding factor here today as far as just our quality of play. And I could not have asked more from Andrew, from Day or from IMAC. I think those three guys showed up and they met the challenge. They played well, and we just didn't get what we needed from other positions.
Ron, you guys have been playing much better basketball here in the last 4 or 5 outings. How do you make sure that a night like this, a matchup like this, doesn't become more than just one night?
Yeah, I think messaging is important. Man, the power of the tongue is what you need in this space, and I got to make sure that I deliver the right message to the guys, which is, we are playing good basketball. We did not play our best basketball tonight. That does not take away from the good basketball that we are playing. We have to understand that. We have to recognize the things that we did well, celebrate those, identify the things that we did poorly, attack those immediately, so we can prepare for the next opponent coming up, and then move forward. Our journey was not about beating Duke. Our journey is about being the best team that we can be. Duke was just the next opponent on the schedule. So, this is one game, and we just have to move forward.
Yeah, of your players in the front court, it seemed like Anthony Robinson was most productive and maybe most up to the challenge physically. What did you see from him, and were you tempted to play him more because of what he was doing on the floor?
Yes, I mean, Anthony's improving. So his energizing plays in the second half. We needed more of that. Anthony's big. He's strong. Anthony's shortcoming right now is that he's young, and you can't speed up Mother Nature. He's learning, to be an impactful defender. We had a couple of miscommunications when he was on the floor. That's at times the game is a little too fast for him, but he is improving. He's getting better, and it's a great opportunity for him today. And I know he wasn't fantastic, but he definitely helped the cause.
Jeff and David.
You are entering a particularly challenging stretch of the ACC schedule. What things can you take from a game like this that help you going forward?
Well, our schedule has been challenging all around, Jeff. I mean, our non-conference, what was it, 5 top 25 teams in the country, the number 1 team in the country, number 3 team in the country. We've been there. Our schedule has not been forgiving at all. This is just, another opportunity for us to kind of prepare for the storm that's coming, prepare well, plan well, get a little deeper, not wider, a mile deep and an inch wide, so that we can just do the things that we've been doing well better. And that's going to be our goal this week before the next opponent.
Ron, Isaiah Evans is kind of a wild card for them, rarely more so than tonight. What were your shortcomings there trying to get out on the perimeter and close out?
Well, a couple of his shots came out of secondary opportunities, some offensive rebounds. And when you're rebounding, it's hard to scramble out and find the shooters. Really good teams, call them the dagger threes, just a dagger when you give up an offensive rebound and you give up a three. But they ran some flare screens for him. We prepared well for that. We didn't communicate well enough. I know the building's loud, but we had to communicate better in those situations, call out those screens, make sure that we're in the right position, and if guys in trouble, we got to help one another, and we didn't do that well today.
Michael, then Zach.
How much did you notice and feel the crowd and the atmosphere tonight?
It was fantastic today. I walked out, and I could feel the energy. I know that, Duke's a draw. They're a top 3 team in the country. You want to see that opponent. They got one of the best players in college basketball on their team. This is what the ACC is about, and it's the beauty about having this arena, this venue, where you can kind of enjoy that atmosphere that it produces.
Coach, you mentioned offensive rebounding. What would you diagnose as the issue? Was it matching physicality, boxing out, guards coming back? What did you think the issue was there tonight?
I think it's a combination of both. Sometimes it just starts with pursuing. You got to pursue the ball. And I felt at times that the person who shot it was also the person who rebounded. I got to see it on the video. I felt like that happened a couple of times. And that's an individual isolated effort thing. You got to be able to defend, and then you got to be able to pursue the ball. I know that sometimes when you're blocking out and wrestling it, but that's the job. That's the job, and that's how it has to be done. We didn't do a good enough job in that area today.
Yeah, we'll take 2 more, Michael, then David.
Where's Elijah at getting comfortable, getting his flow back? Obviously 1 for 8 shooting tonight, but are you seeing signs that he's going to get back to what we saw earlier?
I think he's close. He's trying to, kind of get his rhythm back, because sometimes his hands and his feet just aren't quite there. From Virginia Tech to this game, the ball sometimes hits his hands, and he's just not there. But I do think he's closer to being where he was prior to his injury.
Ron, how bothersome was Duke's length defensively, particularly at the rim? You guys seem to miss a lot of really close in.
They're big, not only at the rim, but they're long and on the perimeter as well. Flag is not he's not 6'5". Knipple is 6'6", 6'7". They got length at a lot of positions, and those guys also have, a lot of skill at the rim. He's just big. He's long. He tippy toes and grabs the rim. So, we went in there and he challenged us. We wanted to play off 2 feet and see if we could find some perimeter shooters off of our penetration, and they kind of got some deflections there, and they challenged us. Definitely, this is probably the most length that we've faced at the rim, all season long.
Thanks, Ron. Coach
Thank you,
Shire,
guys.
a couple players will come in next.